All right, ladies and gentlemen, on this Tuesday morning, it is the Buzz About East Brunswick. I'm Greg T. That's Mayor Cohen right there. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. If you guys are watching us on YouTube, well, then you're on YouTube at EBTV26. And if you're following us on any of the other apps, it's Spotify, iHeart, Apple Music, Amazon. We're there. And you can always drop us an email at BAEB. That is BuzzAboutEB at BuzzAboutEB.com. There's a lot going on there. And, of course, on Instagram at BuzzAboutEB.
And just drop us a buzz.
There's a lot of buzz. And before you got here, we actually had a bee that was buzzing around, and we had to get it around.
Omen.
Yeah, and one of the camera guys, Brian, was like, "Hey, there certainly is a lot of buzz about EB here today." So anyway, I think my microphone's a little bit too loud. I'll bring it down a little bit. Hey, we got a fun show going on for everybody today. So, we all had to do our homework because last episode you had brought up all the cool, fun TV themes.
Theme
songs.
The
theme songs that put you in a good mood.
Yes.
So I did some research. I know that you did your research. And then it was such a great topic that even our camera guys and your assistant, Tracy, everybody started digging around, and everybody wants to come in and throw in their favorite TV themes, which is awesome.
Kind of dates us a little bit, right? Because a lot of the shows today don't have that any longer, but back then they were great.
Yeah, listen, it does. And I think you're right. In a way,
people had careers just doing theme songs for shows.
You're right. Those days are gone now. And a lot of these TV shows, they don't even use themes anymore. They put the title even at the end of it. It's not the same. And you're right. It kind of does age us, but maybe in a way, it's a way for us to kind of say to people, those were the good times. Like you always said, so many people are upset and angry with what's going on. They want to fall back on those innocent, nice times.
Exactly. And maybe we look back on it differently than it was actually then, but they're fond memories, they bring back a sort of innocence.
Yeah. I agree with you. And I had a good time going back. I have to confess, I sat there on YouTube a couple of moments and I'm like, oh my God, that one. Because once you start, typing it in, which one you want, then all of a sudden, the algorithm of YouTube starts to spit out a couple more.
It's actually funny because you look up now some of these lyrics and you're thinking, oh, I was saying that wrong the whole time. I didn't realize that's what the word.
That is true. That is true. Hey, listen, you were really busy this week, and I really want to review that. Again, we always do kind of preface that you're a mayor that is in and around town, and I think that again this week showed exactly how in and around town you really are. You had not only did you do, we had the Dunkin'.
Well, it was a particularly busy week, which is good. It's very good.
Right? No, 100% it was. But so let's just go over it. Let's go over some of the things that we did, because I think that they also we should talk about them. Like the Dunkin' family, there was a new Dunkin' that just opened up, and they're a family-owned Dunkin'. They actually grew up in East Brunswick. They never left East Brunswick, and now they're actually opening. They opened 2 Dunkins in East Brunswick. Right.
Well, actually, the one that they did just moved from one location to another.
Okay.
So that it could take advantage of the drive-thru that they didn't have in the one before.
Right.
But we still count it as an opening. We still are happy when businesses are growing.
Yeah.
And if they need more space, that means they've been successful here. That to me is as important as a brand new company coming into town.
You ever thought about working at a drive-thru?
No.
I always thought it'd be kind of fun. I always thought it'd be kind of fun to be sitting there on the microphone and being like, thank you for coming to Dunkin' Donuts. Can I take your order? I always thought it'd be a good time.
I could see you doing that, actually.
I really would.
So right up your alley.
It really would. I would get such enjoyment out of it, Not being the person that hands the bag, but the person that actually sits there on the microphone, Thank you for pulling into Dunkin'. Can I take your order? I would talk to people back and forth. Hey, how you doing out there?
I don't know. I think I'd be judgmental. You really want to eat that? That's so not good for you.
That's funny. People are pulling up and they're ordering something. You're like, when he's on the calories there, buddy.
That doesn't even go.
Yeah. Right. Who's eating that?
Why are you eating that this time of day? Don't you have a mother that tells you you're not supposed to eat that now?
There's always so many little peculiar jobs that I wish that, if I can go back in time, I would do them all over again. I really would. Anyway, so I didn't mean to throw us, but okay. So the Dunkin' family. What can you tell me about the Sikh Awareness and Appreciation Day that you hosted here at the library?
So the Human Relations Council has as our goal to make sure that we give highlights to all the different ethnic groups, religions, and people that live here. It's a very diverse town. They can't possibly do all of them because there's so many that they would have no time to do anything else. So this year, among the groups that they picked the Sikh group that lives here and has been here for forever.
Got it.
And so we gave them an honor and a proclamation that April would be Sikh Awareness Month.
Got you.
And so the team put together a program at the library where they talked about culture. There were kids that were dancing. There was
saw the
music.
dances. Those are cool.
I got to get a turban.
Yeah.
Green, right? Well, this isn't green, but
but they got the right color for you for East
Brunswick, and it was an opportunity for people from outside of that community to come in and learn about a community they might not know a lot about.
Gotcha. Well, I thought it was really neat, and I saw the videos, and I saw everybody dancing in their culture and their outfits and stuff.
Very colorful, right?
Very colorful. Yeah. The moves, everything about it. I thought it was great, and so many of the young kids were involved. But so it looked like a really great event here at the East Brunswick Library. Very nice. Also, you were at the Color Run over the weekend?
Yeah.
How was that?
It was good. It's just it was a little windy, so you really literally had to almost stand on top of the person who's putting the colors on you, because if you were too far away, it just went up into the...
But it was a great day for Kite Day as well,
which made the Kite Day great.
It was perfect. Yeah. Hey, I enjoyed myself. I was running around some of the parks here in town, and I was flying a kite at all the different parks. Like I said, I
saw that. That was funny.
Thank you. And I have to tell you, I guess I did it because I've seen you do so much in these parks. Like, for instance, aren't you doing that where you go to different parks?
Yes.
And then you ask people? Tell me about that.
So I chose to take advantage of the fact that it's the springtime.
Right.
And so all the parks are started coming back to life now.
Yeah.
And I'm constantly hearing about the work that we're doing on Route 18 and how we're taking away all of the parkland.
Right.
Well, I shouldn't say there's never been parkland. I'm sure if you go back enough in time, all of this was parkland.
Oh, of course it was.
And farms and all that.
It was known as the country of New Jersey.
Right. But Route 18 is, for all intent and purposes, is our most important commercial corridor. So we're just looking to reinvest in that corridor and make it work in an environment in 2025 that's different than it was when it was conceived. But to say that we don't have parkland in this township means that you really don't know enough about. We have over 1,200 acres of parkland in this town.
Listen, I can vouch for some of the acres because I went to all these different parks.
I'm taking each day and I'm highlighting a different park. I'm still going. Right?
That's great.
We have 23 parks. Some of them are bigger than others. Almost every section of town. So we have 23 square miles of township, and there's basically a park per square mile. That's pretty good.
I think what you're doing is great, and it's catching on. And I can see how people are trying to tell you like what park you're at. They love that.
They don't even know about the park, or they're trying to guess which one. Or I took a picture in a way that made it hard for them to figure out that that's probably the park that's right in their backyard.
You're right.
But it's great.
The other day I took a drive. I was coming back. I forget why I was in Monroe, but I was in Monroe, and I was coming back through over like Riva Avenue, and I happened to see the Farrington Lake and everything, and the waterfall there, and I'm thinking like, oh my God, this is what you're talking about, And you're right. It's always been there my whole life. It just never like dawned on me till now that me and you were talking about it. And now I'm seeing it, and I'm like, wow, it's beautiful over here. It's really nice.
Right. Like today, I did one on Crandall Park, which is in the historic section of town.
Yeah. That's right.
And I pointed out this little pocket park that's literally on the corner of Cosman and Old Stage Road.
That's right.
People drive by that all the time.
Right.
And I guess we're just so in a mode or a funk that we're just driving and we don't look at everything that's around us.
You just don't. You take it for granted.
There's this tiny little park that's been there forever.
That's right.
And it's lots of little spots like that in town.
Yep. No, you just take it for granted. That's exactly what it is. Because everybody's worried about getting their kids from point A to point B. They got to go get dinner. They got to run around, run a couple of errands, and no one really stops, like we say, stop and smell the roses. No one does. No one does it.
Exactly.
You also, let's see, so we also had Earth Day and Arbor Day.
Right.
That was great. We were at Arbor Day at Memorial Grammar School. I love it. You were sitting there high-fiving all the kids and stuff. I think it's great.
But they love that.
They do love that. They do. And it was a beautiful day for Arbor Day.
It was perfect. And I think every time we have an opportunity to get in front of the kids,
right,
every one of us that's there,
Yeah.
they could think of us as if we're the president of the United States. That's an important person, and
Right.
the mayor and the council members, and they love having a little bit of attention, and I think it's so well deserved.
It was all terrific,
and they were all great.
They were,
and they're very proud of living here in East Brunswick. So,
well, no, we do something with it's called Tree City USA. Can you tell me a little bit more about what? I feel like I'm interviewing you rather than having a podcast here, but I don't know much about Tree City USA. I'm learning.
It's a award that we've been fortunate enough to get for decades now.
Okay.
Because the state recognizes that we make such a huge effort at making sure that if a tree is taken down for whatever purpose, that we put back at least one or more to replace it.
Got ya.
And we apply every year for this recognition.
Oh, that's cool.
And we've been fortunate. Almost 50 years now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's incredible. I thank you very much for telling me. I really didn't know. I've been hearing the buzz about Tree USA in and around town here, and I just didn't know what it was. So I'm glad that I talked to you and asked you about
actually,
it.
even at that Arbor Day thing, every year we get different organizations for the most part to help donate little tree saplings.
Yeah. I saw that. Russell Paczynski was showing me that. Right.
Exactly. I think that Stop and Shop's been doing it for a lot of years now.
That's great.
And they're an incredible, great partner to have in the township.
And then you give it to the kids.
And we give it to the kids, and they plant it at home. My son did that when he was in, I think, 4th grade at Warnsdorfer, and we planted that on our street, and every day he would go out and make sure he watered it, make sure the thing started to grow. But
That's
it's just
awesome.
like with your kids. Eventually, they just start growing anyway.
Making those memories.
It is now the largest tree on my street.
Oh, that's right. You had mentioned even last week that you were the little one that had grown that tall.
So
pretty cool.
These kids get to do something like that and witness it. I think it really is a great lesson.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is great. That is great. And then to cap off the weekend, you were over at Palmera's, and we had the Mayor's Charity Fund fundraiser.
Oh, you're missing a couple.
How else? What
There
else were you
was
doing?
an event over at the Historic Society because they had every quarter or so they have a lecture that they give on various different topics.
I didn't even know there was one of them. What'd you do?
Well, I went there and listened to the guest speaker, and they've had great speakers.
Really?
And I personally think it's one of those things that we really should do a better job of trying to get our kids enamored and involved in history, whether it's the history of what happened right where you're living,
right,
or American history. It's one of, I really believe, the problems we're seeing in this country right now is the fact that people are getting their history lesson in a 30-second TikTok.
Everybody
video.
is. That's right.
And
it's all social media.
That is not history.
Right.
And and you should discuss it. There should be learning opportunities from that because we all know that history repeats itself.
Right, of course it does.
So we have a group here. They devote a lot of time to the history of the study of history here in East Brunswick and New Jersey. Mm-hmm. And I think the next program they're doing is going to be they got a whole bunch of videos or film from a former governor in the state by the name of Hoffman. And these films take place during the period of time when the Lindbergh trials were taking place, which were in New Jersey.
Okay, I didn't know that.
And
see, maybe I need to take a lesson here. I didn't know any of this at all.
Fascinating, and nobody's ever seen these films before. They were uncovered, and the production is going to be showing clips from these films that take place almost now, I think it's over 100 years ago.
I had no idea.
So it's fascinating, the stuff that we have here, and our kids should benefit from learning about that history. And,
so is that why you were down there by the historic?
So they had a program, and so I was there. Then from there, I went to the charity.
Gotcha. Yeah. So how did the charity fund turn out at the end of the day? It was good, right?
It was excellent.
Yeah.
And a lot of people had a chance to see a facility that they hadn't been in before, wondered what it was.
Everybody drives by. What is over there? What's in it? Right. It's a chance for everybody to go inside and finally see it. Yeah.
So it was really great. And the money all goes to helping charities people in township that really need help.
Yep.
And we don't necessarily think the world needs to know who they are.
Sure.
And I have zero to do with making that. I don't even sit on the board.
Right.
Because I think that there should be a blind eye to trying to help people. And
I think it was great, and I really do like your narrative. I like where you're going with it, and it was nice to finally see what's inside Palmaris.
It is more than just bowling,
right? It is. Yeah, no, they have a lot. They have open space, which I also found out that they also rent out for weddings and bar mitzvahs and
I think that's actually more the direction they want to go in, more of an event.
Yeah, because then they also have the video games downstairs.
Yes.
But they have a lot. I mean, they're really it's a very interesting space, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So I think it's great. I have a Sweet 16 coming up for my daughter. I know my wife's going to give them a call already and find out what's going on.
Yeah, no,
for
that's
sure.
Great.
Well, listen, we also did a couple other things, and we're going to touch on that when we get back. We're going to talk about the solar panels on the roof of the Greek. Where is it?
Frank Greek.
Frank Greek, right? We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about the cricket field that we cut the ribbon on. So that's been open. And we're going to dive into our theme songs. So it's all coming up next. Right now, we're going to take a brief time out and find out what's going on in and around East Brunswick. Did you know about Stay NJ? Well, thanks to Governor Murphy, it's a tax benefit program for residents 65 years of age or older. There's a new application called the Pass One Form, which can be found on the New Jersey Division of Taxation website. This program incorporates 3 different tax relief programs: the Senior Freeze, Anchor, and the new Stay NJ. Log on to propertytaxreliefapp.nj.gov or just call them at 1-888-238-1233. Guys, ready for the summer? Crystal Springs Family Water Park has been named one of the best pools in the state of New Jersey, offering day passes and seasonal memberships. It's a summer water attraction you're not going to want to miss. The recreation pool, the lap pool, relax by the lazy river even, and your children are always safe in the shallow kiddie pool. But for the really little ones, Crystal Springs even has its own splash patio. You want to talk about summer fun? Well, how about those 3 awesome water slides that only Crystal Springs has? And don't worry about lunch. The concession stand is fully stocked with snacks and grilled meals. So let's all beat the heat this summer, East Brunswick, at the Crystal Springs Family Water Park. All right, guys, and on this Tuesday, we continue to roll episode 5 of the Buzz About EB. Yes, it is East Brunswick we're talking about. If you're on YouTube, hello, everybody on YouTube. That is Mayor Cohen.
Hello, everyone.
I'm Craig T. And if you're not listening to us or not watching us on YouTube and you're listening to us on Spotify, iHeart, Apple Music, or Amazon, well, head on over to YouTube and you can watch us at EBTV26 and then just search up the Buzz About EB and you'll find us. All right, now, I like this. Now, speaking of theme songs.
We actually at some point should have words to this, lyrics.
I know you said that. You actually said that. I think it was like episode 2. You said we should write some lyrics to it.
Or maybe rap to it. How about that?
I am no rapper. No, listen, you got me there.
I'm not a rapper either,
I am no rapper.
I
cannot.
I think it lends itself to it.
You know what we could do? I mean, now, again, this is a little bit far-fetched, but I guess we could put it out there for someone to hear it and then write their lyrics to it. And then we could bring that person in as like almost like not like a contest winner, but something sort of like that, where if they are a writer, this would be a great place for them to show off their skills by writing lyrics to that song. I like that. You like that?
I like that.
All right, I'm going to write that down. All right, so hold on.
That's what we'll do.
Writer of theme song.
Actually, we've got a lot of kids that are very, very talented.
They really are.
They could do it.
Yeah. No, you know what? I think we were talking about that. Like, there's a lot of people here in East Brunswick that you might drive by their house, right, on Halloween, and they do a great job, or on Christmas, or you've seen them somewhere where, you're like, I want to meet this person. This is the perfect platform to do that.
Yeah, lots of interesting people.
Right,
people
lots
have
of interesting people.
Collections that we wouldn't know about, but they're real into it.
Right.
And I think that, and they're passionate about it. So they're interesting people to talk to.
I wonder if there's got to be. I wonder if there's a person that really knows the history, the deep, rich history of East Brunswick as well.
There are.
Right? There's got to be somebody that knows those.
there's a bunch. But
right.
Absolutely.
I think that would be a lot of fun. Well, anyway, speaking of fun, here we go. All right, so Mr. Mayor, you came up with this idea. You wanted us to do some research and find the theme songs that we grew up listening to that really puts us in a good mood, Because today we all realize that sometimes day to day you can get a little bit anxiety and get a little angry, but back then
you get anxious.
Me,
I can't see that. Don't bullshit people.
Oh, okay. So you found me out. So back then, though, there were some really great TV shows that had fantastic themes.
Right.
So, all right, let's do it. So let me get over to your page here. I got them all loaded up for you. And, okay, so the very first one that you took a liking to was Gilligan's Island, fair to say?
That was a bunch of...
And go ahead. And everybody says...
Started from the boy, this tiny ship.
Everybody knows the lyrics, right? Because that was another thing.
I usually am really bad at lyrics.
But but what I'm saying is that you hear these songs and you can almost recite.
I can remember the sitting down and watching it in front of the square little television. We had a little clicker.
Right.
Which was actually ahead of its time. A lot of people didn't even have that.
Oh, my God.
I remember black and white televisions.
You got me beat on that one. I don't remember black and white TVs. No, I do remember cable. I remember when the cable guide, it was like it was in your palm and it had a wire that went to the back of the TV, and then you could move the turner
on
a hit. Remember that one? Yeah. So he had that, and I remember there was a brown box at one point where you had like a little light on the top, and you can move it across.
I remember that too.
Remember that one?
Yes.
So that one I remember.
Yes. But Gilligan's was great, and I had a crush on the ladies. Don't you remember that?
Who didn't? On Ginger? It was Ginger and Marianne.
Right.
So
that's like a whole line of questioning. You go up to a bunch of people and say, "Do you prefer Ginger or
who was hotter, Ginger or Marianne?" All right. So which one would who was your crush?
Probably Marianne.
See, me too. I'm a brunette guy. My wife's a brunette. See, Ginger was attractive, but I thought that Marianne was a little bit more attractive.
Yeah, I think so.
I agree.
Brunette person too, by the way.
There you go. We both got brunette wives. We both have brunette wives. All right. So then the next one you have here on your list is Batman. I mean, come on now, right? Do you still see him? Every now and then, I see Batman popping up on like a channel like True TV or something like that.
So did you like Batman or did you like all the criminals?
See, that's funny that you mentioned that. I thought Batman was pretty cool, but I really did love all the criminals.
Hands down, I love the criminals.
Right? The criminals were cool.
So who was your favorite?
So I like the Joker. I thought the Joker was great.
Right.
He always had those cool rhymes he had to figure out. So I thought that was kind of neat. So I guess I would say the Joker was my favorite. What about yourself?
Catwoman.
Really? Catwoman?
Yeah.
Oh my, I didn't even think about Catwoman.
And there was actually a couple of people that played Catwoman.
Was there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you got me beat on that one. I didn't know that. I always thought there was just the one Catwoman that I knew.
That was Julie Newmar, but there was also, oh gosh, I forgot her name.
Look at this. The mayor is a TV historian.
Yeah.
Who would have known? Who would have known?
But there was, I think there's 3 that played her, but Julie Newmar played her the most.
So that was the one that everybody knows.
That's the one everyone knows.
I didn't even think about Catwoman being the villain. I mean, I did, but I didn't think about it. The Joker was my guy.
I like Joker. I like Penguin too. He's pretty funny.
Well, have you seen the new series on HBO, Penguin?
I haven't seen that yet, but it's pretty dark, isn't it?
It is very dark, but it is good. Oh my God, is it good?
Yes.
If you get a chance to watch on HBO Penguin, I highly recommend it.
Totally watch that.
It's a little bit slow, but man, is it good. It's really, really good. Check it out. All right, now the next one. I mean, now who doesn't know this one? The Brady Bunch.
Right.
Oh, is it Happy Days? Oh,
we had that one too.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right, so let's go to Happy Days first. So Happy Days.
Happy Days. Thursday.
And that just kind of said it all.
Yes, and there was it was a theme.
Right.
Fonzie, everybody remembers, Henry Winkler.
Absolutely.
And Ron Howard. It was just a classic.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was so nice. I do agree. You're making me reminisce about my own childhood now. And it was. When you had Happy Days on TV, remember, it was on at night.
It was on at night.
Right.
And what's the famous spinoff of that?
Joni Loves Chachi? No? Wasn't it?
Was it? Yeah, actually,
I thought it was.
I think it was Emma and Laverne and Shirley.
Oh, that's on my list. Hold on, you're skipping. I already got that. That's number 2 on my list. Is Laverne and Shirley? I got that.
That's another
one.
Great theme song.
Oh, was it ever? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
7, 8.
Shamil, that's right. That's right. Yes. Oh, I can't wait it. All right, then we also have. Let's see. We also Happy Days, Jeffersons. Oh, Jeffersons was on your list.
Oh,
come on, classic.
To the
classic.
east side.
Absolutely.
Deluxe apartment in the sky.
Why don't they have? I don't understand why they don't have shows and themes like this anymore. Why? What happened to those?
Well, you know
times?
what? Some of these shows probably couldn't be played today.
That's true
like
too.
All in
that's
the Family, which is what that's a spinoff from.
You're exactly correct.
You could never play these shows today. People would be so offended. But they were great.
Recently, didn't they bring back a live version of some of these shows? And they did actually say how like the times had changed, and that like Archie was such a. Could you imagine having a character like Archie on television today? You could not. I mean, there's no way. The things that he said were so, oh my gosh, couldn't do it.
It defined an age, and I think it drew on human attention that people don't often give credit to, like that people are just going to blurt out of things that they're already thinking. But he just said it.
Right. No, he did say it. But right now, but today.
Couldn't do it today.
Could not do it.
No.
All right. So we're going to end with your list on the Brady Bunch, which, by the way.
Here's the story.
I don't know if you've seen it on social media, but they've redesigned the Brady Bunch house.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so now it's all been redone now and redeveloped, so you can actually go on a tour into the actual house.
I saw that. There was a clip of that on one of the news shows. That was great.
Yeah, so they actually went into the actual house because they filmed it in Hollywood, but they only used the outside of the actual home. So then it was another company that actually bought the actual home, and now when you walk in, you're actually in the real Brady house.
I did see that. And the architecture is so vintage 70s.
It is
and they
so
kept
vintage.
It that way.
Yep, they did. And it looks so cool. So, it goes to show you that it's not just us talking about the themes. There are so many other people that really want to go back and revisit those good, innocent times. Yeah, those are terrific. All right, good list you have there, Mr. Mayor. Good list, good list. All right, so on my list.
Let's do your list, because I see some of them, and they're excellent, too.
All right, so hold on. Okay, on my list, we have the Addams Family.
Yes.
Yep, that's right. Do you know the lyrics? Oh, see, there's an extended version. The camera guys gave me the extended version on this one.
The creepy and the kooky.
Yes.
The serious and ooky.
Nice.
The altogether ooky.
The Addams Family. Yes.
The house is a museum.
Go, Mr. Mayor.
People come to see them. They really ought to scream. The Addams Family.
Mr. Mayor, nice job. That is great. That is great. So that's number 1 on my list. Then,
That'd be totally offensive if you went up to people and say, you remind me of
you can't say it anymore.
Cousin It.
Right? Yeah, you see, you can't get away with that anymore. We've learned. But here it is. Laverne and Shirley. Come on.
Shemazel. Incorporated.
So you had Happy Days, then you have Laverne and Shirley, and then you're right. Later on, after that, they had Joni Loves Chachi. Right. Such a great song.
Make our dreams come true.
You take me back, man. You take me back. They were such innocent times, and of course, like we were just talking about Archie and All in the Family. There. Oh no, I'm sorry. I keep moving around.
That's a good one too.
Oh, we're gonna get it. There he is. There's Archie. That voice. Those were the days. Oh my God. It's exactly what we're talking about. Those were the days. All right, so then we
everybody probably has a relative that reminds them of Archie.
Come on now, who doesn't? Every time you have a holiday party, you're right, every family has an Archie in it.
They all have someone like that. Oh, what is he going to say?
So we do. Our Uncle David is the Archie of the family. He always goes off about something, whether it's political or it's something that you shouldn't really be talking about, and I have to sit across from him. So even at every Passover, at every Thanksgiving, I'm looking right at at them, and I'm like, here we go. Right. And it's just a matter of time. And I'm like, go ahead, David.
You have one of those buttons where you could like put it on like a
I wish we did. My mother's always like, leave him alone. He's getting older. And I'm like, but Mom, we have daughters, and he talks about these things.
But he's been saying it for 40 years.
Right. So Uncle David is the Archie Bunker of my family. You're right. Everybody does have one. Everybody has one. So then here we go. We got Cheers, of course.
Yes.
Come on. So my question is, if you had to pick one, because that is just such a staple, right? Oh my gosh. That was it, man. Wasn't it? That was like a Thursday night. I believe it was a Thursday night.
I think it was a Thursday
night.
Night.
Cheers was on a Thursday night. So good. So you got Cheers. So would you say that the end all be all of TV themes would be either Cheers, or if you had to decide, would it be Friends? One of those. Everybody knows, ready? You got to do the clap. All right, listen. The one thing that we did, though, as me and you gave this idea out to everybody, our camera guys, Brian and Anthony, and also your assistant Tracy, had a fun time digging up some songs. So which songs? Guys, come on in. What songs did you guys dig up? Tell us all about it.
Hey, so Anthony and I yesterday were talking about some of the theme songs that we really loved.
Yeah.
I love that 70s show theme song.
Hold on, I'm going to get to it right now.
Yeah.
70s theme song.
Oh, you got to remember
that 70s show. And I remember the first season, it sounded a little different, but seasons 2 and forward, like they just amped it up a lot. So I really love that.
That's when they were all in the car, right?
Yeah.
They all jumped into the car. It was a taxi or something like that, or it wasn't. Somebody was just driving them.
Someone was just driving them, yeah. And then in the end, it just goes like, "Hello, Wisconsin."
Yes. Ashton Kutcher, right? Got to start from there.
Yeah,
got a great story for you about Ashton Kutcher. Oh, great story for you.
And Anthony came up with a really great. You want to jump in?
Which one?
Yeah, so my choice representing all the millennials is, of course, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Will Smith. Absolutely iconic.
I got it for you.
Now this is a story.
Rap.
Of course, there you go. Who knew that Will Smith was going to turn out to be the greatest actor, right?
Became the prince of a town called Bel-Air.
Love it. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Like, everybody had to watch that show. Everybody was watching. That was. Good job on that one, Anthony. Nice job. Good thing. All right, now, Tracy.
That totally launched a career for him, right?
That's what I'm saying. Whoever thought Will Smith was going to go from that to what he is today, the mega superstar? I mean, that was, wow. Tracy, your assistant even jumped in.
All right, so I liked Facts of Life growing up.
We got it for you. Hold on, give me one.
Facts of Life.
We got it right here. Here it is.
There's a place you gotta go for learning all you ought to know about
the facts of life. The facts of life.
When your books are what you're there about. But look.
Oh, I got it. Okay, give me the other one, Tracy.
Yeah, but now we're getting to Golden Girls.
Oh,
yes.
Golden Girls. How did we forget the Golden Girls? Classic.
Absolutely. Actually,
that'll take you back.
I just was reading something on Facebook.
Yeah.
I think this is either anniversary of B. Arthur passing away or something.
I don't know.
There's one of the characters.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That'll take you back to gold. Good one, Tracy.
Yeah.
Good one, Tracy. Nice job. Golden Girls. So good. Thank you for being a friend. Oh, my. Mr. Mayor, that's good.
That's a good list.
Yeah, nice job.
What else you got there?
No, listen, that's all we really came up with. You know what was there? Let's see, hold on. I think there was a couple more. Brian,
But the
Anthony,
Munsters, that's
did
one
you
of
guys
my
put one on
favorite
there?
too.
What else did you put on?
Another one was Full House, which we think is a notorious theme
Full
song.
House. I got it.
Yeah, I know it. And that's where just everyone like turns to the camera and why don't you guys do a post to camera?
And you know, people they walk by the house in San Francisco. I think it's still for sale, right? They're trying to sell it. I think that's what I heard about it.
There's a lot of themes. They didn't really have lyrics to them, but the music itself was iconic.
Oh, I know what you're getting to.
If you start just humming the tune, everyone knows exactly which one you're talking about.
Hawaii 5-0.
Hawaii 5-0.
Do it. Do it.
Do 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 do
do do. Right.
And then tell me which one this one is. Do 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 do.
I Dream of Jeannie.
I Dream of Jeannie.
Oh my God, you're right. It takes me back.
Do 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 do.
The Munsters.
Munsters.
Damn, I nailed that sucker. Got that. Nailed it. All right, listen, I like it. I like that you gave us a little homework assignment, Mr. Mayor.
That was
and I
fun.
think it was great. That was a lot of fun. That really was. All right, guys, listen, hey, you guys can always drop us an email if you like. Email us at baeb@buzzabouteb.com. So if there was a favorite theme song that we didn't do or we didn't talk about it, why don't you guys email us your list of the greatest TV show themes that you remember as a kid growing up.
And then a contest to do a theme, lyrics or rap or something for ours. I think that would be great.
You know what? I like that. Do that as well. If you are a writer, if you could write lyrics to our theme song when we start the show, we would love to know who you are and we'd love to hear your lyrics. So why don't you try to reach out to us as well? Email us at baeb@buzzabouteb.com and get back to us, and we will reach back out to you and we'll set the whole thing up. I love it. All right, listen, we're going to be right back with more about what's going on in town here, but this is in and around East Brunswick. We'll be right back.
Hey, East Brunswick, I'm Rob Zuckerman, Economic Development Officer. I'm here to tell you the East Brunswick Market is coming back. So mark your calendars, Sunday, June 22nd from 1 to 4 p.m., Friday, July 11th from 6 to 9 p.m., and Sunday, August 3rd from 1 to 4 p.m. The market will be held at the East Brunswick Municipal Complex, 1 Civic Center Drive, and again, there'll be 30-plus vendors, food trucks, live music, and family fun. And if you're interested in becoming a vendor, the applications are available now at eastbrunswicktownship.org. Just click on the Economic Development tab. Tell everyone you know the market is back. There's a lot going on in East Brunswick.
I'm with the Director of Planning and Engineering here in East Brunswick, Keith Kipp.
90,000 square foot ice arena. It's got 2 NHL-sized rinks inside. We designed in the load for solar panels on the roof. Team lockers and guest lockers. TV screen to announce who's playing on what ice. 10-foot viewing area where you can view the play on the ice. I'm very proud of this project. It's been a great conglomeration between the township, the council, and the contracting and design team have been excellent.
All right, do it. He loves the theme. I love it.
I could just see someone putting some really great lyrics into that.
All right, hey, listen, while you guys were watching In and Around East Brunswick, the mayor and I were talking about it again. We really would like someone to come forward that could write some lyrics to our theme song, right?
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I'm not a rap star. I'm not a lyricist. I can't really write lyrics. Like, immediately I'm like this. I'd be like, let's see, I gotta do the beat. Mr. Mayor and Greg T are doing a podcast. Can't you see? See, that's not really good. That's not good.
I don't know, but it's a start.
It's a start. So listen, if you're a lyricist, if you're a songwriter, and you really want to get, promoted, we'd love to talk to you. Love to have you come in on the show. So why don't you reach out to us, email us something, hit us up on Instagram, drop us a message, baeb@buzzabouteb.com, and we'll
get buzz in that though. That's good. Got to have that in there.
Got to have the buzz. We need to have the buzz in it.
Right.
Because we're buzzing around here, buzzing on EB. Listen, so we just came out of the our conversation about the themes, but there is one theme that you said we actually forgot. We should have brought it up.
Classic.
Which one is it? Oh, I know what it is. Of course, Star Wars.
Absolutely.
Where are our manners that we did not bring up the most iconic theme song of all time?
All time. And almost every generation that's out there has been through some of the iterations of Star Wars.
You're right. You know what? I was thinking so much about television, I just didn't even think about the greatest theme song of all time, and that's Star Wars.
It's another one, but you just hear it like, I know what I was doing when...
Oh, my God.
First saw the first set of series. Actually, we cut out of medical school, remember? Well, you don't remember, but my wife and I and a bunch of our friends all cut out. I think the professor looked and saw almost nobody was in class because I think Return of the Jedi came out at that time.
But that is so funny because you're right. Everybody remembers when they saw their very first Star Wars. You're absolutely correct. I remember it being a kid. I remember my dad. I was going to sleep over at my grandparents, and my dad was in the car, and he was leaving, and he dropped us off, me and my sister, and then I seen he backed up. My sister was too young, and he came back to the house, came up to the front steps, and he goes, "Hey, you want to go see Star Wars?" And I was like, "Yeah, Dad, take me." So I left, and I didn't have to stay at my grandparents, and I left, and he took me to see Star Wars.
The second set of 3 came out when my kids were younger.
That's right.
So we deliberately took them out of and allowed them not to go to school the next day because we brought them to the midnight opening.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
And I absolutely can guarantee you that they have no recollection of what was being taught in school, but they have never forgotten that we took them out of school.
See? Where were you when you saw your very first Star Wars? That's great.
That's right.
Good, nice job.
So you know that.
Nice job. Nice job.
And
nice job.
Orchestra is East Brunswick, has an orchestra, right?
Yes, that's right. No, so I think you're the one who told me that East Brunswick is like the only town?
Only town in New Jersey has its own orchestra. New Jersey has the New Jersey Symphony.
Right.
But as far as a town having its own orchestra,
East Brunswick.
From my understanding is it's only us. And we're very, very lucky. And actually this May 4th.
Because May the 4th be with you. Right.
They're having a concert over at the Magnet School, which most people recognize as the Votech, but it's now called the Magnet School.
Yeah. Do you know why is it called Magnet School? Why Magnet School over Votech? Because I grew up, it was Votech.
Yeah, well, now it's part of this whole Magnet School system throughout Middlesex County.
Okay.
And each of them has somewhat overlapping courses, but in many instances, things that they're just unique to that one campus.
Oh, I get it. Okay, gotcha.
And all these kids are being trained now in fields that, maybe they're just not people that would have wanted to go the college route.
Right.
But they wanted a vocation.
Yeah, vocational, right.
And, but it's more than just vocations, which is why they've changed the name
to the Magnet
School. It's very hard to get into, by the way.
You're kidding. I didn't know. I had no idea.
It is very difficult to get into, very competitive.
Really?
Some of their programs, the cosmetology program, very hard to get into.
I had no idea. So you can no longer just decide you want to go. You have to actually apply now.
You have to apply.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys are learning about it. I'm learning about it. I had no idea.
Yeah, no, it's excellent. So anyway, they're allowing us to use the theater.
Okay.
Because they actually have a very good theater program right here in East Brunswick at the Magnet School. And so we got them to allow us to use that for this concert.
Gotcha.
So it starts at 1:30 where you can come outside and they're hoping that you come dressed up in your
I can only
Star
imagine.
Wars.
Anything Star Wars, you're going to get some people that are going to be walking around in Chewbacca's.
Almost kind of like a Comic-Con type of thing, where people walk around.
The Stormtroopers, you're going to have all of them. Yep, the Jedi.
So that's almost reminds me of, do you remember growing up going to Rocky Horror Picture Show movies?
I never went. I swear I never did.
Am I that old?
No, it's not you. I just never went. I never did it. I've yet to ever go myself. I never actually went to a Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Main character
I know them all. I know all the characters. I know you throw things. I know you say things.
Right.
I know all about the whole thing. I personally
so who are
never
the main
went.
characters?
You see, now you're making me panic.
Brad and Janet.
That's right.
How could I forget that?
Brad and Janet. That's right. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You got me on that one.
And he would go there. They'd throw the rice when there was the scene. They would throw the water. All that stuff. So this is kind of similar. You're going to come dressed up in your outfits.
That's true.
And then the concert starts at 3.
Yeah, that's right. Nice. Concert starts at 3. Everybody doors open at 1:30, and you're right. You can go there, come dressed up.
Right. And I think they're making an effort to try to bring in as many people as possible and to make it affordable. So anybody who's military men or women that come out of the U.S. military, if they're first responders,
healthcare
workers,
yep.
Healthcare workers, they all get 50% off this Sunday. So
sounds like a great deal.
Show up.
I like it. Got it. East Brunswick has the only symphony. East Brunswick. Again, like we said, there's symphonies in New Jersey, but East Brunswick, the only town that has their own symphony.
Their goal has been to encourage the arts and show that people that are in our community that are really into this classical type of music, which we've trained our kids to do. Many of those people still live in this area.
Sure.
And they are putting on performances and shows that really harken to tunes that most of us all recognize. So it doesn't have to be, Brahms or things that people aren't really familiar with or may not be interested in.
Right.
The tunes that they're playing are things we hear all the time.
Hence
and a lot of these classic themes are often played in lyrics of modern songs and theme songs will often use those, and you may not even recognize that they came from something that's classic.
Right. That's a good point. That's a very good point. You're right. There's a lot of movies that we go to see, and there's a lot of a lot of the songs that are from the symphony, and they're in those movies, and you don't even realize it.
You don't even realize it.
Very good. Very good. Very good.
So they're playing those things and trying to get people to come out and show their interest in the arts.
So there you go. So Sunday, May the 4th be with you at the Magnet School, and it starts at 1:30. Doors open up, and the show begins at 3. Very cool.
You just have to turn the lightsaber off when it starts, because it may distract the performance.
Hey, before we cut out of here, I do want to talk about what happened on Friday. On Friday, another thing that only East Brunswick really has there is we have a cricket field with lights.
Oh, yes.
Right? So we did the ribbon cutting for the cricket field with lights. So tell me a little bit about what went on. How did that whole thing get done? I mean, there's a lot of happy people out there on Friday. It was really a great time.
Yeah, I think that, number one, we need to recognize that the town's become a lot more diverse than it was 50 years ago.
Sure.
And so people have interests that are different.
Yeah.
And the sports that used to be most popular, which are still popular today, but it's now expanded.
Yep.
So the role is to make sure that we can accommodate everybody in the interests and the recreation that they're interested in. So that's how the whole concept of bringing cricket was here. And as we all started in the department and in the township studying cricket, realized that, wow, this is really an unbelievable sport that's taking on, and I believe it's the second fastest growing sport in the States.
Yeah, no, you had said that you said, look, obviously it's one of the fastest growing sports in the United States here now. We should be a part of it.
Absolutely.
And at Heavenly Fields, it's just at Farms is great, really, really nice.
Right, so it's a great spot for it. And if you really want to learn anything about the sport, long game.
Yeah.
And these games often go into the evening. We don't want to cut it short because it got dark.
Sure.
So we put up the lights, which added a significant expense, but I think it's going to pay off because people will be able to play it longer.
Yeah.
People in town who are adults can play in the evening, so the kids have the daytime.
It's great.
And if there's people that want to come in from out of town to use it, which we will charge them for.
Sure.
But it brings an economic impact to the town, because if that's happening, they're going to use your restaurants. And if there's a long weekend of a tournament, they're going to use your hotel.
It's the domino effect.
It has that effect of being a driver of the economy.
It's the same thing, just like with the ice rink. Same exact
thing.
Right, you have 1 or 2 rinks. You have tournaments that are going on. It brings people in. It generates all kinds of revenue.
And if it's really that popular and
Yeah.
there's that many people that are interested in it, there's lots of leagues out there and there's lots of money in that sport.
Right.
We might get people who can donate to put stands up. Or
yeah.
Why does it always have to come out of the taxpayer's pocket?
I agree. I think that's you're dead on. You're right. I don't want to pay. Nobody wants to pay. You're right. You're right.
So if they're that much of an interest, okay, well, put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah, right.
And help pay for bathrooms, help pave the parking lot, help put stands up. So,
right.
Those are the things that I think you could find people out there who would be more than happy to do that, and they could put their name on there. I'm okay with that.
No, you're right. It's self-explanatory. I think it's great. I really do. I think that you're right. Sponsoring that, putting their names on there, having some naming rights on the stands and things. Yeah, well, that's great.
Right.
Nice.
Go out to the baseball fields. Don't you see that all over all the time?
There's every single thing is labeled with some sponsor. Nothing is out there on its own. Nothing. Every single stadium has got naming rights. Everybody's paying into something for sure.
And for the person who's paying for their sign to be up there's a lot of volume of people there that are going to see that.
That are going to see it all the time. You're right. You're absolutely correct. Yeah. So. You're right. Listen. All right. And last but not least, one of the other things that you took part in was community solar. Was it the Greek buildings?
Well, Frank Greek owns a ton of buildings on Harts Lane and in different parts of the township.
Right.
He's been a real big partner in the township for years. And so the state came up with a program that is used for the idea of sustainability and harvesting renewable sources of energy, which is solar is one.
Right.
So we have all of these buildings, not just East Brunswick. There's a lot of industrial buildings all over the state that have these large flat roofs. So what they're doing is they're partnering where the state pays for or significantly reduces the cost of putting a solar roof.
Right.
The owner of the property gets the reduction in the cost of their energy. Any extra energy that's generated gets put back in the grid, and the state will use that to help people who are either having a difficult time affording their energy costs or living in apartments in places where it would be difficult to put a solar roof on. So those people can apply, and they get reductions. The owner gets reductions.
That's
they get
clever.
to put the roof on for either free or no charge or a significantly lower cost. So it's all designed to allow the private industry and for government to partner together to do something that's really good for the environment.
I love it.
And helps people in, energy costs are going up every day.
And listen, we switched over to solar as well. So we have them on the front side and the back side. At first, we only had it on the back side of the house, but now we've actually stepped up and we put it on the front side. And we have seen a significant decrease in our bill by having the solar on the roof. We really, it's great. My wife, at first she was kind of hesitant, and I was like, maybe we should look into it,
Right.
But once we really saw the savings of what it could do, that's why we added even more to the house, because we wanted to take advantage of it.
Right.
But yeah, that's the way it's going.
The rink that we're putting up is going to be a
that's
solar
right. Keith was
panel.
telling me. That's
so,
right.
If you look at the major costs of running a facility like that,
it'll offset the cost.
A debt, which we're going to have anyway. The employees, and your energy.
Yeah, 100%.
So if you could significantly reduce that cost, you do it at the beginning.
That's right.
When the return on that investment will pay off right at the beginning.
That's pretty smart, though, to do it on some of those buildings like that, because you're right. Those industrial buildings are so huge.
They're huge.
Right, and there's tons of flat spaces up there. You might as well put some solar up there.
Right, and
it's brilliant.
Absolutely, and the need for energy is going to go up. AI, data centers, all of these things use a ton of energy.
Yeah,
and so the cost of that is going to be higher. And right now, from what we learned from the BPU yesterday, who was there, the Board of Public Utilities, is that only about 4% of roofs right now are being utilized in that way.
Oh my
God! So
God.
it means that the opportunity for that to grow is tremendous.
Wow!
So we're doing it right here, and so thank you to Frank Greek and I don't think that was actually their first property that has it.
Okay.
I think they already have a couple.
Okay.
And but it makes sense.
Absolutely, it does. Wow, great idea. Nice
like
job.
That, huh?
I really do. That I really
High
do.
five.
I'm not kidding. I think that's a great idea. It's hitting me. And you're right. There's industrial sites everywhere, and they all have all these massive buildings. Why not put the solar up there and to pipe it out to other people?
And I think eventually that'll probably span out. Already is to school buildings and municipal buildings, as many as you can. Take advantage of the space that's being otherwise used for nothing else.
Great idea. Just awesome, great idea. Well, Mr. Mayor, we have reached that time on our Tuesday. It's time for us to shut down episode 5. Look forward to episode 6. I think today was a great show, man.
Yeah, I think it was good.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I think we all had fun. It was nice to see that the camera guys got involved, and your assistant Tracy. They're all waving to us. It's great.
That's a team, man.
That is the team. All right, guys. So listen, on behalf of the Buzz About East Brunswick, I'm Greg T. That's Mayor Cohen. You want to say goodbye?
Goodbye.
Later on, guys. We'll see you here next week for episode number 6. Peace out.